So, ladies and gentlemen, fanboys and girls, nerds, weebs, and otaku, welcome back and welcome home.
That thing always gets me. I'm always jamming when this thing comes back up.
You can tell it's going to be a long night when you put on that intro because it's like, all right, we need a moment to collect ourselves.
I'm happy you said that because I was going to come on and I was going to go, maybe I should just explain why I usually put that one on, but no.
We know.
We got it.
Yeah. It's like, he's doing the long one. All right. I can take a moment, decompress.
Even Shen popped out for this. Hey, guys.
Oh, my goodness. It's Shen. A wild Shen has appeared.
And Tate is saying, rocking out.
As
Folks,
we do.
We are here on the Written Writ, hanging out, having fun. You got yourself Frank Destefano, Francis Bonnett, Jorge Alvarez, Shadow Rabbit, Matt Sorcier, and Written Writ Ralph. That is amazing. I said it all the names.
Amazing, yeah. Go you. I couldn't have done that.
Without a breath either.
Dude, it's just for the first time, I'm like, I can actually say everybody's name.
You rehearsed that, didn't you?
That's what he was doing while the long intro was going.
Yeah.
He was rehearsing.
Okay, I got this. I got
you, you, and me.
Oh, man. Dudes, we are excited. Cradle Con is this weekend, and we're getting all ready to go to Cradle Con. Francis and Frank will both be vending there, or they'll be showing off their stuff there. You know what, Frank? Start off. Tell the people who you are and why you're going to Cradle Con. Go for it.
Wow, I feel like a celebrity now.
You are a celebrity.
I agree.
For everybody who doesn't know who I am, my name is Frank Destefano, and I'm the author of the Dark Legend of the Foreigner book series and the Cody Cobb file, which is slightly new. Got dropped in when was it? March? Yeah, March. And my website is frankdestefanoauthor.com. If you can't make it to Cradle Con or here on Long Island, lovely, beautiful Long Island, over by the Cradle of Aviation, you could always order my books online. But I'll be. This is one of the best home shows that I've ever done. Living on Long Island, don't have to travel too far. Car ride away from me, it's about 25 minutes. I'm good. And this one is always a great one to do. It's run awesome. And he does a great job with all the different people that come from artists to writers to vendors to whomever he has there selling games or their artwork and stuff like that. Seamus is the man. I can't praise that guy enough. Yes. He runs a terrific con with a great with limited space in that Cradle of Aviation. And
but what a space it is. It's the Cradle of Aviation. This is Cradle Con. Dude,
it just sounds legendary, like the Cradle of Aviation.
No, but he's really built up this show
really is a great show.
For the years that he started. I think this is Ralph, what is this, year 5 or 6?
It should be 5. Yeah, It's
5 or
five or
I
6.
think they started, what, 2017 or something?
Yeah, I
And
think
maybe
so.
took a year off for COVID.
because Eternal
Yeah.
Con
It's getting better every year.
it definitely is.
100%.
Eternal Con was in the Cradle of Aviation, and then when Cradle Con left, when Eternal Con left, that's when Cradle Con was made.
Yeah. Well,
Born
That's
in
what
the
I-
ashes of Eternal Con.
now that I
The
just
birth
gave
of
like Seamus
greatness.
all the pops in the world to running that Cradle Con, and no, he did not tell me to do it. I love that con. It's a home con for me.
It is. It's a nice con.
It's a very warm con. It really is. Like I just get that like I always look out on the calendar. All right, start my con year. Some might be smaller and out of state or whatever, but I always make sure that availability the right before Memorial Day. Always May 18th, 19th, whatever that date is. Yep, I locked in always. I love that I'm home. I don't have to travel too far. So that's a plus. But then to get to my, our Long Islanders, people from the city that might come in, or Queens or the boroughs or whomever. And a lot of the people that I see are very familiar faces that go to that con each year. So,
Yeah.
So you get the same clientele. You get some new people that you bump into, you might talk to, whether it's, with my writing or someone else's. I mean, it's just I have nothing bad to say about it. I don't even know. Someone knew to tell me where would you improve. I couldn't even tell you because I think it does a wonderful job running it.
Say that, Frank, because I looked at their the lineup for this year, and I feel
It's
like
pretty.
they stepped it up.
Yeah, they did. I guess with limited space and stuff like that. I had remember that guy that I don't know if you bumped into him. Remember that guy Paul Destefano? Remember he had like some books or
Oh, the other
something?
Destefano. Yeah, I remember him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there was a guy that was named had the same last name as me,
Did you fight him?
and
I
he
thought
came.
you guys might be related when I met that guy.
No,
Yeah.
I was like, whoa.
he
I know
came
you
up
had
to
another.
me. He came up to me like 2 years ago. He goes, and this guy has like some agent. I don't know how good an agent he is, but or she or whoever. And he's like, "How do you do what you do?" This is what he's asked, and this is what I'm asked no matter what state I go in. How do you do what you do? You have to have the drive, whether it's writing comic books, whether it's making creative games, whether it's your artwork, whether it's painting on canvases, or if you're making clay figures, right? You have to have a drive. You have to have, no one could tell you how to do something. Because, listen, how many people are on here that are artists right now, and each one of us are different in our own right. I write books. Shadow does his clay figures. Comics. Whatever, right? Whatever our talent and forte is that we decided to choose the path. Each person has their own talent. You have to have that desire and drive to get it out there.
Yeah.
None of us have help to do it. We have family that might come, or the cons that with family and with life and whatnot. But we all try to do the best we can with what we're given, and we try to do that. So like this is why I love doing Cradle Con, because we get support from locals. You have local people that come down and support the independent artists, the creators, the contents and stuff like that. And the more cons I've gone to, the more and more that I'm seeing that. In Artist Alley is growing at different ones. Like I've done fan expos, and I've done a lot of them. I've gone from Orlando to Philly to Boston to now going to be Dallas and Chicago. Are set up very similar, where they're trying to expand on Artist Alley, which is great. and you get seen by different people by, 50, 60, 80, 100,000 people, going into that. And someone that might not know who we are from Long Island, and then they're like, oh, now you're going to remember, you know, um, was I scared, taking that leap? I'm always honest with you guys. I was terrified, but I took a risk, right? And it paid off. I got
That's
great.
what it's all about, though. Like you have to take the risk, otherwise you'll never know what happens.
Exactly.
You do, but is it scary for any of us? We all got our jobs and with things that we have to do to support ourselves and families and where we live and things and pay the bills and stuff like that. But taking that risk and believing and having people behind you, man. If sometimes you have to have those people, your family and your friends behind you to back you and completely back you. I'm not even talking about my books today. I'm just venting, but
You need that emotional support network.
Yeah.
Very important.
But it's huge, for any type of content that any of us have. We're trying to make that drive and to put that out there for new content. Let's be honest, we all want new content because the content that's out there is very dry. It's very repetitive. We want something different that we haven't seen. Cody Cobb or the Dark Legend or I'm gonna screw this pronouncing up. Sacrimonious. Did I say that right?
You're close.
Okay.
You're close,
Very
yeah.
close. Very close.
Okay.
I think we need to make a book called Sacrimonious now.
It'll be the parody of Sacrimony.
Yeah, I try. I get tongue tied as you get down, but like we all have different ideas and different things that we want to present to at different cons, and Cradle always has been my open door. It's been my like. If I get nervous, if I get listen, I still get nervous, right? I did MegaCon. Well, I think anybody would get nervous doing MegaCon. Let me just leave it at that. Especially by themselves, which I did.
Oof.
But the more I've done cons, minus when my son's in school, he comes with me. He helps me and stuff, and obviously when he's in school. But
Good
I get
experience. Yeah.
for a couple months or whatever. When he's out after the end of June. But I mean, I've seen a lot of things, great things from these different cons, across the East Coast and, wherever I've, these cons have taken me. And I've gotten the love and support, which sometimes you just never know, so, people are great out there, Fan Expo really helped grow, my brand really did. A few years back, Ralph met me, he interviewed me, and he kind of helped me along the way, as well as other people, trying to suggest different things. And I always take those suggestions, and I look at things, oh, what could I do better? Or hey, my friends in this business have pointed out, hey, when you do prints, or why don't you do this, or why don't you try doing that? And a lot of it that they suggest, oh yeah, that's a great idea. Thank you for the idea. We always try to make ourselves better, as artists, because that's what artists do. We all try to be better at what we're good at. So there's my rant.
That was a good rant.
But it's true, though. It's like we all try to get better at what we do, what we write, what we, whatever.
I think you also touched on a really important thing about like indie content in general, where it's like, make the content you want to see, because big companies are afraid to take risks. So they're like, storytelling and whatever is very formulaic. It's very repetitive. It's very predictable.
Yeah, but
And
this is what it is. It's like, like, why not give people certain opportunities to, like, put it out there, and with mass market medias and stuff, like I just hired someone from Long Island. Well, this is where Ralph, this is probably what you're seeing. So like I recently hired someone from Long Island that does marketing, so which is affordable, which everybody's got their bills to pay and everything. Um, and I hired her, so she's going to definitely help me extend where I can't, do certain posts a week and try to increase my Amazon, that's the worst. Forget it. I don't even talk about those numbers.
Yeah, I've heard it's really hard to sell on Amazon.
It is because the algorithms, and I'll be honest, I do better at cons. I mean, again, you're face to face with consumers instead of being behind a keyboard,
Yeah, and it's also not oversaturated with books because like that's what Amazon has been known for is like books,
It
books,
is,
books.
but
So,
you got like big time authors that are on top of that first page because they're paying thousands and thousands of dollars of just
Well, you can promote on Amazon now, so it bumps everyone.
yeah, but
Top
they,
who's
but
paying in,
but it's like certain. I tried doing that a while back, and it's like you have to pay per click or something like that, and it's not even guaranteed that someone click after they click on it, do they buy it? That's the end game. That you need that final purchase where add it to cart or
It's funny,
purchase
though,
it. Right?
because it's the same thing for all the social media.
yeah, for
They
Facebook
give
ads and
you
stuff.
and
'Cause I tried
and
Facebook ads and it was the same thing. Like
exactly.
you pay per click, and then it's like if someone just keeps clicking on your thing back and forth, like, oh, I don't know, I don't know, I don't know. It's like, dude, that's like 30 cents coming out of my pocket every time you click on that. Like, just please buy the damn thing already.
Yeah, I mean, I tried it like once or twice with the Facebook ads, and like it just didn't seem to let, like you said, like I tried it on Amazon and just it was like forget it,
Well,
but
that's why the cons are such.
Yeah.
They're not that they ever went away, but they're coming back even more because you get that actual interaction with people. Then
well,
they
you
can
get the
see your
right.
stuff, and if they're actually feeling it, then they can pick it up right there.
Well,
And
that's
the
there's
internet, you
value
don't
there
even know
too.
you're getting anymore.
Also,
Yeah,
Value
yeah.
impulse
because
buys.
what was I say? You like the author's right there. You can sign it for you. He or she can sign it for you, and
Yeah.
You know what I get asked a lot being an author? I always get asked if I would sign it. And I kind of like it's not just one person that asked me from different cons from like I've done probably about 30 to 40 under my belt at least. I mean, I lost count already, but he's like, "Oh, would you sign it?" I'm like, "Yeah, you bought the book. What else? Why wouldn't I sign it?" You know?
Because some people charge like $50
Yeah.
to $100 for a
No,
signature.
I get it. I get it,
So
but I would
people are
say we
afraid
should
to
do
ask.
that.
this
It's
is
'cause
why
you're
I'll
a good
never
dude,
be
man. That doesn't even register with you. That you're like, yeah, man. Throw me a few bucks more. Like, of
But see,
course,
this
I'm
is
gonna put my
like
name on my work.
I
Thank
always
you.
joke about like I would never be up in like say where they have these big time authors or big time celebrities because I wouldn't charge people like you buy the book and then I have to charge you 150 for the book and the signature.
Oof.
I'm like
Well, that's why that's why it's nice to have local shows and
Yeah.
shows where you come to and still got that feeling like you're here for the love of whatever the craft, the art, the fandom is. I mean, it's like you're coming home instead of some of the bigger ones that maybe are driven more by market. And you have to
yeah,
meet
but
certain
And you know what it
quotas and
is
stuff
too? The
like that.
customer is like, "Oh my god, he signed it for free. That's so amazing." And you know what? They'll never forget that.
Yeah.
but I've got a
Yeah.
lot of that, especially like when like a father or family, comes with their kids or the wife, their spouse, whatever, right? You that's my
Oh, look at that.
listen. No, that's my best friend.
Oh, Frank got put on blast.
Oh, Frank, you
Oh
still
no.
owe me an autographed copy of Cody
Well, I
Cobb.
haven't seen Jim. So Jim, I got to give him kudos because he's the one that does my work on the websites, and he does all the designing and everything.
Jorge.
And he's the man. Whenever I tell him I'm doing a con, he's like, "Oh man, I keep on adding more stuff to this website," you know. Um, Yeah, I mean, he's going to stop by Cradle Con this weekend. I think Sunday. I think he's going to stop by.
Well,
But,
he's calling you a slacker, so
Oh
Yeah.
no.
That's not the
Shots
first.
fired.
Oh.
Yeah.
So
I'm
you know
fired
you
from
got a good
writing. He's a good tech man. He never went to school for tech, and he's figured out how to build a website from scratch. And he's my guy, man. So from that angle, so he does a lot of behind the scenes stuff, and a lot of the things that he tries to come up with for the cons and promotions and stuff like that. He comes up with that kind of stuff. So actually, he's trying to work on a tote bag, which actually was really smart of him to come up with like some type of tote. You know how the cons always, like the bigger cons, give you something to, we're thinking about doing something like a tote bag. So when you come and buy the books, you have like a little bag. So we're looking into that right now. I know that's like in the early stages, and he's designing.
Absolutely do that.
yeah.
I used to sell tote bags, and they were always my best sellers.
But
Really?
it's smart though,
Yeah.
like especially if you got a book and then you
People
got
gotta carry shit.
Exactly.
yeah. So
And then they don't
yeah,
get bags,
Well, and you
Well,
got cool
I
looking
think
characters too, man. If you got them,
That's true,
screen
too.
printed
I mean, nice
on.
I don't
right
know
on
if he's going
screen.
to do that, but I think we just might do like I know he was like showing me some like early designs. He was playing around with the like what he's going to be able to do, and stuff like that. But I know him for 20 something years, so he's stuck by me. And knowing when I wrote the Dark Legend, and then obviously now doing the Cody Cobb file, so I got two different series, that's probably going to be continuing for quite some time. So now it's just go over the horizon. I've gotten to that level that I've done very comfortably with these two books. And then, some point in this point in time in year, I'm going to come up with the third Dark Legend, and then I got to finish writing the second Cody Cobb. So, I got a lot of things on the horizons, so I'm always happy to pitch my books out here and, and with Cradle Con and, bringing the Cody Cobb to Long Island, and the Dark Legend, speaks for itself. So, but definitely, I think Cradle and going to Dallas, Texas with a military book. Gee, I wonder how that'll do over there.
Sounds good over there. So speaking now, Francis, it's your turn. Tell the people who you are on all the beautiful stuff. Go for it.
Sure. So I'm Francis Bonnett, for those who don't know, creator of Suburban Fairy Tales. It's now syndicated by King Features.
Nice.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Last time I was on the show, I couldn't actually say anything about it because I was still in
Yeah.
contract negotiation.
Right. Still in the process. Yeah.
Yeah, but now it's been 2 months, I think, since then. I launched March 1st. I launched.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, remember you were on. You're like, Ralph, don't tell anybody, but shh.
Yeah, it's like I got some big news, but it'll have to wait. And we waited patiently,
Yes, we
and
did.
the news has arrived.
I appreciate everyone's patience. Thank you.
Or impatiently, I guess. But.
Yeah. So I also write for Archie Comics. I just had a story come out featuring Jaguar from the what's it called? I'm like blanking right now. It's late for me.
It's that kind of night, yeah.
But yeah, that's the story. So yeah,
I can help you.
Jaguar and Jughead.
Oh, that's a good combination.
Cool.
And also the Super Teens. That's what I meant to say. The Super Teens. So you got, I think I only have the first page here, but it's got Betty and Veronica later on, as Super Teen and Power Teen
Nice.
show up and help to save the day. And for those who don't know about Jaguar, she's one of the Crusaders. So there's that.
Yeah, you always busy, brother. And of course,
I'm busy. What you're seeing here, like on my Instagram right now, has all been repeats because I
noticed that. Yeah.
Yeah, and the reason why, like, people have sent me messages like, "Oh, why are they in repeats for so long?" And it's because I'm contractually not allowed to post my new material on Instagram until King Features runs it first, and also introducing I thought it would be a good idea to introduce new readers with a storyline that I had done like last year,
Right.
and it's actually just been running for such a long time. But new material should be showing up this summer. So like end of June, beginning of July, there should be new material showing up, hopefully on Instagram then.
Cool.
But I still have to wait a certain amount of time before I can post it on there after they run it first. And anyone who wants to read the new material, if you go to Comics Kingdom and then look for Super Fairy Tales, you'll get to read it before it shows up on Instagram. And it helps me, support me, help me.
That's what it's all about.
Yeah,
That's what it's all about, yeah.
It's free to subscribe to Comics Kingdom, or you can pay for a subscription. That helps me more. But that's my thing.
Let's see. I'm about to show it off over here. I'm following the links. Here we go.
Oh yeah, that's me.
Oh, look at that! Look who's on the front page there.
I think that was a direct link. I wish I was on the front page, but
Oh. Let's pretend you are.
yeah,
Don't
I'll
worry
pretend.
Hooray!
Let's pat myself on the back here.
Yeah, there you go.
Exactly. Francis, I noticed that you keep coming back to Cradle Con. You've been there a couple times now, right?
Yes. Yeah. I think I only missed one, and it was when we were talking about before the show started. It was just last year because it was a concert that I had tickets for the same day.
That's what I thought. Yeah. I was like, because I remember seeing you there the most.
All right, but what concert was it?
It was
Ooh.
Blink-182, my favorite band.
Okay, I can't fault you
nice.
for that.
That's a good reason.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
I'm seeing them again July. They're playing at Citi Field. I think it's July. I have it in my calendar.
That is a good reason.
That is
Yeah.
a very good reason. Yes.
Yep, and that's what I listen to when I'm drawing. If anybody is curious, like what are you doing when you're drawing? I'm listening to
That's always one of those
Blink-182.
questions. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Francis, you like going to Cradle Con? We were talking a little bit about it. Why particularly do you like Cradle Con so much?
I think the show was well run.
Yeah.
Like Frank was saying before, Seamus is an awesome guy.
Yes, he is.
It's just it's close to home. It's one of the bigger conventions. You make new fans. I like the whole vibe of it, and just conventions in general. Like I guess I get energy from like those crowds. So like I know that some people, like my wife, she's like, whenever there's a big crowd, she's like, it just sucks the energy out of her. But I feel like when I'm there, it just kind of builds me up. I get excited to meet fans and make new fans and just talk with other artists and creative people. It's just I love it. I just love that vibe. It is tiring.
Yeah.
But as we all know,
It definitely is.
You need like a week to sleep after that, at least.
Especially after New York Comic Con, and I know Francis has been to New York Comic Con for you've been there a lot, and that's where we actually first met. Francis was at New York Comic Con.
That's right. I think my first one was 2012. 2012, 2013, and I've done almost every show except I think they canceled during the pandemic for that one year, and then I think I missed one other year, but I've done it every year.
That's how early we met you. I think we met you either 2013 or 2014.
Yeah. I think it was early on.
Yeah.
That would make
and my life changed forever after I met you.
You saying that?
That would make it Couch, not Apple.
No, we actually met him. Actually, you're right. It was Couch, but we didn't interview him with Couch. The first time we interviewed him was with Apple.
So then you're looking at least 2017.
For the first time we interviewed him, yeah. But the first time we met him was 2014, 2015. Yeah, about 2014, 2013.
Yeah, I think you came by. You came by the table, I think it was. But I don't know if we did an interview then.
No. Because we were still of Couch TV, and they had a whole other set of rules we had to follow.
Oof.
Yeah, they didn't like the regular stuff,
Right, they were chasing celebrities or something, right?
Yeah, they were chasing celebrities.
So then why'd you come by me?
Oh, we liked you, man. Yeah. We were like,
See,
we
I
gotta
don't
go.
know how a guy who does Archie comics isn't considered a celebrity.
right?
Yeah, well, I'm not.
Dude, you tell me that. I was trying to convince people of certain things, but Ralph doesn't know nothing. Yeah, Francis, we liked you from the get-go. So
Thanks. And I just like I said, I love those shows. I love any show that I go to. I have a good time. Even small shows. It's just I don't like small shows. It's like when it's slow. That can get a little boring. If there's not a lot of attendees, but and I'm sure we've all been there before. We've gone to a show and it's just
There's more vendors than attendees. That's when you make friends.
That's when you buy other people's stuff and you're like, hey, I'll support you. You support me.
Everyone passes around the same $20. It's a great time.
So I'm just really excited that the comic seems to be doing well on Comics Kingdom. I get paid for it, which is nice.
That is very nice.
So I hopefully anybody watching or listening, definitely take a look at Comics Kingdom is the place to go. And there's lots of other great comics on there, if you like all the classics, like Blondie's on there, Hagar the Horrible, Dennis the Menace, Rhymes with Orange. I've actually done some work for Rhymes with Orange before. And she's great, like Hillary Price, great person, great comic. So check those out too.
Interesting. I'm just wondering why Nat's twice on my computer back here. But you heard him go. Check this out. We're still doing the show on the comics because I want to get a bunch of you guys together. Now that I know about 10 of you guys, I want to sit down and talk comics. Because this is like the precursor to everything.
It is the comics that binds us.
Exactly. Oh, there we go. Now Nat's gone there, and that's back here. There we go.
Is this the one that's working? Can you hear me?
Yeah, now we can hear you. We lost you for a second. Or you were doubled, I should say.
It kicked me.
Yeah, no, you were still here. Yeah. All right, so now let's go over to our friend Jorge. Tell the people who you are. Tell them all the beautiful things. I'll put up your stuff over here.
Cool.
No pressure.
No pressure whatsoever. Well, first of all, thank you for having me. First time. Funny enough, I know a couple people that's already been on this stream, so it's pretty cool that I finally hop in. My name is Jorge, however you want to pronounce it. I respond to both. Honestly, it depends on what language you're speaking to me, whether English or Spanish, but it doesn't make a difference.
What about Portuguese?
I think it'll still be pronounced Jorge.
I think so too.
I've gotten weird ones. I've gotten Jorge, and I was like, that just sounds
okay.
dirty.
They weren't even trying. No.
Yeah, no way.
Yeah. I've gotten weird ones, and it's just like, really, now you're trying too hard. But long story short, this is my second book that I'm working on. My first one was called Exodus Z. It was the zombie apocalypse reaching the gates of heaven. It's actually a pretty cool story, but I'm sidetracking right now. Phantasmagoria is an indie horror anthology. It's going to be 9 stories with over a dozen creators. There's probably a couple people you might even recognize the names. It went live on Monday, so this is day 3. We're currently at 1342. It's going to be graphic novel bound, so it's going to be perfect bound. So we're going to have like an edging on the back side, on the side of it, and the whole shebang. So like I said, it's 9 stories. If you go in order, the first story is Angie Gogo. Writer creator is John Kotsis. Colorist is Dwayne Doherty, which I think he's in the chat. Exodus Z Zombie Foobar would be the next one afterwards. That is basically a side story to issue 1 of Exodus Z. Like it says there, companion story of Exodus Z, issue 1. What else happened during the zombie outbreak? Like I said, that's the zombie outbreak reaching the gates of heaven, how it happens, and how do the angels react. Afterwards, I believe he was on Joe Gonzalez.
Yes, he was. I recognize that guy as Succession.
Yeah, Gaia Succession. he hopped on over with me to put in the first couple pages of Gaia Succession. Basically, like the first act will be in the book. I helped him write it, and he has Mark Oliver as the artist and Mika Myers, very well-known letterer. See his name a million times. Very well-known. He's actually shows up twice. Excuse me, in this book. Afterwards is Ingrown. It's created by Bob Garro Nellis. It's a woman that discovers an ingrown hair may be a symptom to a greater bodily corruption. I've seen the story. That one's already done. It's great. It's creepy. It's weird. It's a black and white with red accents. Basically how you see it there. Really cool story. The following one might be another person you guys might recognize. John Westhoff.
Yep.
John Westhoff. Yeah.
Yep, my comics partner in crime now. He's stuck with me forever with child possession services. And Bob Garr was actually the original co-creator of child possession services, and then he had to step away, and then I took over
to you. Look at that.
Yeah,
small world.
It's a small world.
Well, as Comic Unknown, I used to do comic book reviews back in like 2012, and he was one of my first. I met John and Bob Garr way back when.
Yeah, they've been at it for like 15 years. It's crazy.
Yeah. He's a cool dude. I love chatting with him.
He's a sweetheart.
Definitely. I think I just got his book right now.
Do you mean
Drumsticks of Doom?
Drumsticks of Doom?
That's right. If you actually look at issue 4, floppy, I'm on the back cover of Exit Z, but that's on issue 4's physical comic book form.
Oh, on the floppy?
The trade paperback. Yeah, on the floppy.
I never got the floppies. I didn't know him back then, but I got the trade, and I'm very happy. I got it like a couple of days ago.
He's a cool dude. He actually sent me a couple books of one of his old books from back when, before he was part-time comics, he was a King Bone Press. Yep. So that's added into the campaign for anybody that does a collector's edition.
Nice.
We add that book in there just to add it in there. So very cool of him. Story though, he's been very secretive with this one. But I finally got to see what the monster is, and that thing is freaking insane. I'm not gonna say anything, but that eye is like 1% of that creature.
Oh goodness.
Orlando did the cover itself, so that's why if you notice it's a little different from the rest of them. Super cool, very homage. There's a couple other books here that are homage. Can't remember. I'll tell you right now. Oculus Diavoli is done by Edgar Wolf. He's actually the colorist of. I know it's a lot. It's 9 stories. Sorry, guys.
No, keep going. I love it.
You're good.
Yeah, you're good.
There's moments. I've talked about this on about 3 or 4 different chats, and like I had to get like a Flanagan's cup, which is like these tall. I don't know if they're 20 ounces, and I have to drink water while I'm talking because there's just so much.
Yeah, stay hydrated, man. That's why we all have.
Too. Yeah, you got.
Yeah, it is, but it shows you that it's that much content for $15. We're not trying to nickel and dime anybody. Mm-hmm. We're basically put it at the lowest possible price that it's still we could still print it and it doesn't hurt the bank, you know. But this is done by Edgar Wolf. Edgar is the colorist for Exit Z. He is in Mexico. So this book is technically international, if you want to think of it like that. Very cool demon story. It's a demon that gets attracted by greed, anger, like the deadly sins, essentially. And he escapes into a town and he just causes mayhem. The following one's called Orion's Cube. This is done by Mez Magnificent. It's a truck driver that bumps into a Wendigo, but he's kind of like an alcoholic, so nobody believes him. And it's
I've been there.
Ugly smug.
No one believed you.
And no one's. The following one is done by Juan Navarro. It's called Sexually Transmitted Demons. It's exactly what you think it is.
Oh goodness.
But give it like you have the female protagonist that's kind of like Buffy style. Instead of killing vampires, killing demons. That story was already 100% done in advance. Juan Navarro, I met him in person back then when he used to live in Miami, and he moved over to Texas. But I've always been following him, and then I told him, "You want to jump on?" And he he shot me that one. I was like, this makes perfect sense. This like matches the idea of Phantasmagoria. So that's a crazy story all on its own.
It's also a cool cover.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
The
they're
colors
each,
on there.
Yeah.
it's so
striking.
vibrant. It's so vibrant that I had a hard time just trying to figure out how the hell I could put the logo in there. So I had to even darken the logo, put like a border around it, add like a highlight, because I know even then it's still kind of difficult to see. But
No,
I didn't want to. I didn't
No,
want to
I
put a
think
box
he did
right
a
there.
great job with the
Oh, it
colors
stands
and
out, yeah.
everything. Yeah. I
Yeah,
think
no, he did an amazing job with those colors. I love it.
100%.
It very stands out.
But
what
it's
can I tell
going
you?
to draw you. It's going to definitely draw you in because of the colors
Mm-hmm.
and everything. Each cover is unique, but it will always draw. If I saw something like that, I definitely would click on it and everything. Just because of how the colors are arranged.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you'll be able to spot that cover from a mile away.
100%.
Honestly.
Absolutely.
The following one is called The Tales of Goop. It's done by CL Zeno. Mika Myers is also the letterer there. That cover, I love it because it's an homage to Tomb of Dracula.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's the one.
I was trying
is
to
it
figure out like
Blade?
why it looked so familiar.
Yeah, it's a Tomb of Dracula homage. It follows a character named Goop. He's a frog humanoid, and long story short, he gets attacked by a vampire, so he technically dies, and he's reborn as a
vampire frog.
vampire. Yeah,
That is
a
amazing.
warrior vampire frog.
Oh my god.
I don't know. I don't think you can. If you zoom too much, you won't be able to tell. But the actual logo on the bottom right end of that, where it says Goop,
Mhm.
it has the little teeth on the two O's, so it makes it look like eyes.
Aw.
Yeah.
Goop.
For the most part, the rewards it's not as complicated as it seems. You have the standard cover, $14, and then anybody has the opportunity to grab the variants. People call me crazy for this one just because of the way I did it. Each story has their own variant. So you have the option to choose either the standard cover, which is that one,
Mhm.
or any of those images that you saw. Those are the variants themselves.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, we had the early bird. It expired last night. It was the first 48 hours, but it was basically 10% off on everything, rounding it to the closest whole number. The digital copy is $7. The physical copy is $15. We have this thing called the Digital Deluxe, where I did it in my first campaign. It's a couple people that gave us the opportunity to use the digital copy of their book, add it in there. KBP, King Bone Press, that's John. So he let me add a couple of those books in there. The second to last on the top right is Exodus Z. That's my story. Avengers Theory is by CL Zeno, the guy that does Goop. And there's a couple other stuff in there. It's $20. It's not bad, and we're going to be continuously adding on to it as we progress through the campaign. So it's going to be definitely like less than $1 per book at that point. For the most part, majority of the rewards will just be the variant plus the standard cover. So in the next one, you'll see it. It's any one of the 9 variants. It's a good amount. Plus the standard cover for $28. Afterwards, we have options to add additional covers. It's basically, I was just trying to figure out a way. It didn't make sense doing like a reward, 2 covers, 3 covers, 4 covers, 5 covers. So I just stopped it at 2 covers, and I added the rest of them in the add-ons. I'm like, you could figure it out. I'm not.
Yeah,
gonna,
just
I'm not gonna
build your own tier at this point.
Yeah.
Like we're grown
Yeah,
up here.
that's-
We can understand how to do this.
We could figure it out. The Wham stand is cool. I actually have it right here. Whoop.
What
The
is
Wham
it?
stand. So the Wham stand is a company called Wham Stand. Right there.
Hold on,
Obviously,
I'll
it's
put
gonna
you
be a
up.
little
There
inverted.
you go.
Woo!
Wham.
It's a 3D printed stand, very heavy duty. Like this is me actually putting force onto it.
Nice.
It's super durable. Basically, this area is like embossed inwards, and you could get any of they call them whamblems. So
Whamblems.
it's like that. The inserts there. There's a magnet here. There's a magnet there. Pretty
Oh
self-explanatory.
wow,
Amazing.
Yeah,
I love that.
yeah, super cool. I have one for Exit Z, but I have it downstairs. Not plugging anything. I'm just it's natural habit of bringing it up.
Plug all the things, dude. Like you're here, you're promoting your stuff. Plug all
Yeah,
the
go
things.
for it. Yeah.
For the most part, the Wham stand, I put there $45. It includes the stand, any variety of color. If you go back to the slide, you could actually see on the right side all the different versions of the color. You get to choose the color once you actually once we do the reward, once we send out the surveys. But it's an assortment of colors. I personally had 4 Wham stands. I sold one in the most recent con I was at because somebody was just like staring at it, and I was like, "You want it? Buy it." And that actually worked. That was my best
Amazing.
elevator pitch ever. I was just like,
Buy
I didn't even try. You want it?
Never
Buy
worked
it.
for me.
First and probably last time that will work, but whatever. The Wham stand bundle. It's like I said, it's the Wham stand, plus with the emblem. I love doing that. It's just so cool. Plus a copy of the book standard and the digital deluxe.
That's a lot for
everything.
$45. Yeah.
It's not bad. It's honestly not bad. In the add-ons, you could actually add more Wham stands, more of the Wham blems.
That's
Wham
good.
emblem. And yeah, so it's funny. You say it so many times, it's just like, okay. That was a collector's bundle. There are people, and there has been people, that have picked up all 10 covers.
Wow.
Yeah, it's 10 covers, $110. That prices them at $11 a book. The first 48 hours, it was at $100 flat.
That's a damn good bargain, actually.
Yeah.
It is. Those books, because we're just trying to get to the trying to get as many people to get their hands on it. And on top of that, we're just trying to get the best possible price for everybody out there. Because honestly, it's 80 plus pages. If we keep on going and we make our goal, we're probably going to add even more pages. It's a thick book, you know.
Yeah, it is.
The ad tier, you know, everybody always has an ad tier. They had the standard ad, and I actually know a couple artists, and they basically donated the funkiest possible art, which I love them. There's 2 of them that I just fell in love with. And for anybody that does an exclusive ad at a specific rate, they have their own variant. So they are the sponsored variants. They'll get their logo on the front. They'll still get their ad and whatnot. Wow. And they get to choose one of those 4 covers. If you actually go down, you see you get a better view on them. So these 4 are done by an artist called Alexis Gonzalez. My favorite one is option C. I think it's the colors. I just keep staring at it for the most part. But it's all weird and funky. And at the end of the day, that's what Phantasmagoria is about. It's horror is not supposed to be that clean cookie cutter art, you know. So it needs to get dirty. It needs to get ugly. It needs to get funky, because that's when it looks the best.
Absolutely.
And we were trying to attract international backers, because man, shipping rates, even if you use pirate ship, it's getting expensive. So we tried to get international backers by adding an extra book to it, because even then the shipping cost is still more than the price of one of the books, and I was just like, that's ridiculous. So I tell them, like, at that point, I'll eat the cost for the price of printing those extra whatever books and get an international backer, and you know, it's worth it at that point.
That's nice, yeah, because now you're getting two books instead of one.
And what else? I think we have the add-ons. So if you wanted to get additional stuff, so you got the Phantasmagoria Wamblem, the Exit Z Wamblem, which I don't have it on me. I'm bummed out because I should have thought that one through. You could also pick up Exit Z, the zombie apocalypse reaching the gates of heaven. Additional copy of any cover, which is basically how people basically make their own package, because once you get 2 covers, if you wanted a third, all the way to the. At that point, once you get like 4 covers, I'm going to tell you, don't even bother. Just get the collectors because it's going to be cheaper. But there's always the option of getting an additional cover, and the wham stand on its own without the emblem is $25. Like I said, very heavy duty. I'm pretty sure you could hear that this thing. I'm pretty sure I could break a window with it. But it's super
Nice.
sturdy. It doesn't move.
If that's not a sales pitch, I don't know what is.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You can also use it as a weapon.
Yep.
There we go.
Right.
Yeah.
Someone comes to you in an alley and they're like, "Give me your money," and you break out.
They're like,
the
no, I'm going to
wham
give you my
stand.
wham stand.
It's like, no, you
Want it,
give
buy
me
it.
your money.
Look at that.
I'm going to show you why this thing's called wham stamp. Wham.
Wham.
Yeah, that's why there's that big wham on it for when you hit someone.
Exactly.
Sound effect it makes.
The stretch goals, I didn't put them in there just yet, just because I'm always thinking of creative ideas while in the campaign. For the most part, the digital deluxe is going to keep on getting expanded, so it doesn't matter if it's going to be digital or physical. Majority of them, I think the only 2 tiers that don't get the digital deluxe is just the base standard cover and just the standard cover digitally. After that, everybody gets the digital deluxe. A couple preview pages. That is Angie Gogo, the stripper turned vampire. The next one is from Exit Z. That's from my story. The next one is Tales of Goop. Goop.
I love the style of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. The whole thing reminds me of like old school golden or silver age comics, just the way that the art style is.
Yeah.
And the last one is from Sexually Transmitted Demons.
Oh,
That's
that
the art style I
is
said.
wild.
Yeah.
Wow.
I had to that image itself is a full splash page, and that part right there is only like 5% of that page, and I was just like, I need to really trim because there's a lot of stuff going on in that page. We're gonna be printing with Comics Wellspring and risk and challenges. Honestly, what is it usually? It's the printers and the shipping that takes forever.
Yep.
That's just playing the waiting game. But we're at 22%, I believe. Our goal is 5,500. We're at 1,349 right now, which isn't bad because this is only day 3.
Oh, okay.
So,
you got 32 days to go. But
I got 32 days to go.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. If we could fund in week 1, let's go.
Come
Yeah,
on.
right?
But
Stretch goals after
but
that.
38 backers already, so that's not bad.
That's what the quick fund means. The person can relax. They can relax.
Yeah.
They can go, okay, let's see how much more money we can make.
Yeah, and
no,
let's see what
and-
other cool stuff we can add on.
Exactly.
The stretch goals, for the most part, I'll go in dividends of like 100 or 200, and that amount of money is literally just to buy mini prints, stickers, do upgrading into the book when printing, or just adding more books in the digital deluxe. So it always keeps going back to the consumer. We're just trying to get the best possible book and in a good price. Like I said, it's a pretty big book. I think a Marvel and DC book, less than a 50-page book, already costs that much, if not more. At this day and age. So we're just trying to get as many eyeballs into this series. If this campaign works out, we're going to try to do this on a yearly basis. Incorporate new creators, new artists, and bring back some old school ones. Half of these, at least 3 of them, are brand new people. So this is their debut story, never seen before. So we're just trying to get that indie community out there.
That's really exciting. Like, it's nice that you gave like up and coming people who haven't published anything a chance to like just do their thing. That's very cool.
Definitely. I've done my fair shares of a couple anthologies. Some good, some eh. But man, sometimes you have to jump through these hoops, and it's just like it's like we both started making books at the same time, guy. Like, cut me some slack. I'm getting there. But yeah, other than that, it's been a fun ride so far. And these 3 days, I've probably lost like 7 follicles of hair
Oh my
at
goodness.
this point.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's what these
you know
campaigns
you know
do.
how it gets. These campaigns get
Yeah.
stressful.
Yeah, it's amazing because people are like, "Oh, well, aren't you just sitting there and like watching it?" And it's like, "No, but it takes
No.
up so much like mental real estate where you're always like, "Oh, it's not moving. How do I get it to move? What do I do? Like, did I do enough? Did I over promote? Did I under promote?" Like there's like the
How many
gears just
times do you
never
click
stop.
the refresh button?
Oh my god, like every 5 minutes, right?
I wasn't even aware that Kickstarter automatically refreshes. So I'm there
Sometimes it
constantly
doesn't. I'm like, I
refreshing.
don't trust you, Kickstarter. I'm gonna refresh.
But see, yeah, because sometimes if you don't refresh, you don't realize that something's changed.
Yep.
Yeah.
But it does. We've seen the numbers change when I go to them.
Yeah, you got the magic touch. Every time you refresh the page, the number goes up. Every time I refresh a page, like nothing happens.
Speaking of which, Matt,
Like
go
this,
ahead.
like I was at 127 today, so you
Look,
loaded it. It's
129
129.
now.
You got the magic.
All right, go ahead. Tell the beautiful people everything they need to know about Sacramony.
Oh man, do I remember? It's that kind of night.
Don't
All
worry,
right.
I'm right there with you.
Yeah, so on May 27th, I'll be launching issue 7 of Sacramony, A Tale of Love, Life, and Death in no particular order. For those of you who don't know me, I do all of the art, all of the writing, the coloring, the lettering, the editing, the Kickstartering, the marketing, the shipping. I don't sleep a lot.
So none of the sleeping.
None of the sleeping. I don't do any of that. I don't do my own sleeping. Somebody else sleeps for me, and I don't get any benefit from that whatsoever.
I sleep for the Mata.
Only the side effects.
Yes. Eternally fueled by caffeine. But yeah, it's the story of a girl who dies, but then she gets better. And as with all mysterious resurrection stories, there's a catch. The catch is that she has no memory of her past, no idea why she has magical powers, or why she has demon wings that she now has to hide from society. The best way to sum it up, I guess, that I've like the way that has been working so far is like it's like Saga, but not in space, and if the parents hated each other, because that's kind of the vibe that we get here. There's like the special kid. There's like these parents who are very important. Huge dysfunctional family. There's a dysfunctional family of gods. It's not your typical like action adventure fantasy story. It's more of just like a drama. If you like people watching, if you love overly psychoanalyzing characters and trying to find out what exactly their deal is and what's wrong with them, like this is the story for you.
Definitely. Since we have you up here, Matta, why don't we okay, here we go. I'll put this one up. Go ahead. Keep going.
Oh yeah, so this is a comic by my friend Melissa J. Massey. It is The Alchemist of Aurelia. It is like if you're looking for action adventure, like very quirky characters, it's the story of a ragtag group of people trying to find a witch. Oh wait, no, trying to find an alchemist in order to figure out how to take down a witch.
That
So
sounds
yeah,
like a D&D campaign.
it is. It's very funny. It's very over the top. The characters are charming. The story is very charming. Everything about it is charming. She also does a lot of traditional art as well as digital art, and I love when she does traditional art because like it's so special. Like you hardly see people do it nowadays because everything is digital. Because yeah, digital is like it's cheaper. It's easier to get ready for print because yeah,
And
traditional
this
art.
book does have a look to it. It really stands out, and I think it works with the story.
Yeah, I love her colors too.
Does she
All right.
get to sleep?
She gets to sleep, yes.
She probably gets to sleep.
Yeah, because she slows her roll. She doesn't like. I think she probably puts out like 2 books a year. I think.
Well, see, that's what happened now, right? She was supposed to be with us, but she needed to get some sleep.
Yeah, exactly. So that is the difference between Melissa and I is that Melissa will go to sleep, and I'm just too stupid to sleep.
We just can't go to sleep. It's not even stupid.
Yeah, I can't. Like I have like I work hard so my cats can have a better life.
Exactly.
Like, that's my
That's
hope.
what we work for, so the cats can have a better life.
Yeah. Oh, the funny thing is, I don't know if you saw behind me, but I put up pictures of my cats right there at my drawing table, and it's been making me work faster somehow.
I can see why.
Yeah, it's like, you know, the episode of The Simpsons where Homer has the pictures of Maggie and it's like do it for her at his workplace. Like that this is my do it for her, except it's my cats.
And what's this matter?
Yes, our friend J. Michael Miller could not make it tonight, probably because he's also sleeping. But yes, this is his comic Puff Puff Parent. It is a wholesome story about a man who was prescribed medical marijuana, and he's been very, very anti-drug up until this point. So he has to kind of deal with his own biases about drugs and like how like medicinal marijuana can help him. So there's like this internal struggle going on, and it's a good wholesome story. I love J. Michael Miller's writing. He does wholesome things. He does very like human stories. Like also very flawed characters. He's very good at
I
that.
gotta say, like I was looking through this, and just the Puff Puff Parent alone, the title alone gets you like what? and it's funny because he puts Dare in there, and you know, when I was a kid, Dare was all over the place trying to tell me not to take drugs. So
yeah, and I was like, look at those guys, what a bunch of squares. Can't tell me what to do. I do what I want. Look how far that got me.
Let's see, anything else up here? I think that's everything. That's at least from the people that were supposed to be here.
Yep.
Mr. Nat, what else do we got?
I am not at the computer today, sir, but I know there are a bunch of Kickstarters. Specifically, Pat Chand has like 4. A couple of people over at Fair Square got a couple. There is a VTuber Kickstarter that Jordan wants me to mention. What else? There's a lot of things also upcoming because it is May. It is the month of Kickstarters.
Yes.
The self-fulfilling prophecy.
I wonder why. Yeah. Check out Cradle Con, and that's pretty much it. I am still here cooking, my friend.
Oh, you're still cooking the food? That's why you're not. It doesn't say you're at the table like it usually says.
Exactly. I'm at the stove.
What are you making? Man. What's he making?
Yeah, what's he making, huh?
What are you making?
I didn't get my invite.
Pasta. Making some fresh pasta.
Some pasta?
Some pasta?
Yeah, some cavatelli.
I didn't get the memo. Did you guys get the memo? I didn't get the memo.
Did you make it up for everybody?
Only people who drink Pepsi got the memo.
Oh, well, that eliminates me. So,
yeah, I'm sorry, Frank. I did this for your own good. I know how important Coke is for you.
I know that's why you said that. When I see you, I'm just gonna line up all my Coke bottles and my Dr. Peppers, and bring a Pepsi can, and we're gonna fight with the Dr. Pepper.
Oh my God, I would pay money to see
I'm
that.
bringing a crate of Ramune with me, just walking in with that, a little bit of Capori.
All right, so let's go down the line here. Francis, I'm going to put you up. You tell the people who you are, and I'll put your stuff up behind you. Go ahead.
Oh, well, same thing as before. Francis Bonnett, writer, illustrator for Suburban Fairy Tales. It's a I didn't describe it before, but it's a funny comic strip about basically about the 3 little pigs in modern suburbia. I've been doing the comic for like 19 years, if you can believe it.
Yeah.
I did take a break at some point in the middle, so it hasn't been totally consistent. But it's evolved over time. It's a different strip now than it was when it first started, and that's what I think keeps comics fresh. Is you?
I was about to ask you that because you know, you've been working on this for a while, and it's hilarious. You know, you guys really do have to check this out. It's really funny, and I don't know how you can keep up with all that stuff because you know you got to keep going with that story.
Yeah, there's so much that happens because like every strip has to be like a self-contained thing, but then it also is still part of like a bigger story arc going on. No idea how you do that.
It's tough. Sometimes I'll sit there and I'm like writing one comic. You'll sit there for hours, just like, all right, how can I fit this into 3 panels and make it so that someone can jump in at any point, get get the understand the gag, and then maybe they won't read it tomorrow.
Right.
Still get something out of it. But I've been doing it long enough now that I've kind of figured it out. So sometimes, I'll write a comic. Oh, I write it in 10 minutes, as written out. Other times, it's like an hour or two just to kind of come up with the idea. So it really depends on the day. It depends on the story. But it's a different comic than when it first started, because just the evolution of the characters, the evolution of introducing new characters and kind of putting other characters off to the side, or they haven't shown up in a while, and just check it out.
I have to say, you guys really do have to check this out, because it is funny. And if you get a chance, go to his Instagram. Let me put up the Instagram over here. Here we go. The Instagram has a lot of little snippets where you guys can actually check out some of the older stories and see exactly what he's talking about. Here's his announcement for the King Features.
Yeah, I it's part of a comic. I don't know if you can scroll past, or did I just put the one panel?
No. There's the arrow to. I'm pointing at my screen, like you guys can see what I'm pointing.
I see it.
You can tell my brain is.
Oh yeah,
done.
okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So I put it into a comic strip just because also with the algorithm on Instagram, and like if you put and make it look like an ad, nobody sees it. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to make it a comic strip announcement. So more people will be able to see it.
And you broke the fourth wall.
Yeah, I don't like to do that very much with my. I like to think of my comic, and I know some comics like to do that. But I like to think of my comic as like it's a separate world, and they don't know they're in a comic strip. They don't typically break the fourth wall. But I was like, for this announcement,
it's
whatever.
Exactly. Yeah. Folks, this stuff is great. Just by this announcement that he put up here, you can tell that he has a quirky sense of humor, and it really shows in what he's doing. And like I said, it's not easy putting those comic strips together and giving you like a funny joke and a continuous story at the same time.
It's also all ages, yes.
Yeah, definitely.
It is all ages.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very important thing. So your kids can read it, and you don't have to worry about them like getting any horrible influences.
Yeah, and you know what? Adults can enjoy it too. It's kind of like Looney Tunes, like that. Like a kid will sit there, they'll laugh at it, but adults, they can get little things.
They understand it on like a different level.
Exactly. Because some of these jokes hit on a whole different level, folks.
Yep.
Oh my God. Yeah, you guys got to do this. And of course, if you guys are at Cradle Con this weekend, you can actually see Francis in person, talk to him, buy some of his beautiful stuff, especially some of the Archie stuff or some of the Suburban stuff. Because
I
he's
will
gonna
have book collections. Yeah.
Exactly. What table you're gonna be at?
I don't know. I'm just gonna go there, and wherever they put me, that's where I'll be. I don't know. Did they announce where we were yet? I think usually you just kind of go and they tell you, right?
Yes, they don't actually like other cons and just give you like a map or whatever when you go there, and you just check in, and then they kind of have like your names on the tables from what I remember what they normally do.
That makes it more fun, because then you gotta go look for the people.
Well, Seamus has it mapped out, but he just doesn't send it, and
I know. I'm like, it's a museum. It's a quest. Come on, folks, go quest.
Don't stop until you find me.
Exactly.
There you go.
That's it.
Oh man. And of course, Cradle Con is this weekend. We're going to be having a lot of fun at the Cradle of Aviation, enjoying Cradle Con. And you guys, folks, this is a con that is unlike any other. And I think the guys from the Revenge of the Nerds are going to be there.
Yes, they are.
So, you have a lot of things to go check out, and there's so much stuff happening there. The cosplayers are going to be many. The vendors are going to be a whole bunch of stuff that you probably don't even see anymore. It's actually a great comic con with a lot of little pluses, especially the museum, because the museum adds to it.
The free parking,
that too.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, folks, Cradle Con this weekend. Go. We'll be there. If you say hi, maybe I'll put you in the trailer.
Oh, look at that.
All right. I think let's go down to our friend Jorge. Tell them one more time who you are and all the good stuff so they can go and find you.
Definitely. My name is Jorge, like I said, depending on the language. Phantasmagoria, live right now. It ends June 17th. We're at 1349. We still got 32 more days. I was going to do 30 days. I added extra 5 days. Just, I don't know why.
Why not?
Why not? I've always been told you shouldn't do more than 30, but there's a reason why it gives you an option up to 60. I wouldn't do 60.
I mean, also the thing is, you're doing an anthology. It has like a high funding goal. Like you kind of want to keep tooting the horn and fluting the flute and doing all the things.
Exactly. I'm mostly active on Instagram, the Comic Unknown. I'm on Twitter as well, the Comic Unknown. Facebook, just Comic Unknown. Originally just had Facebook, and then when I switched over to get Instagram and Twitter, somebody took it, and I was like, okay. Rude. Yeah, I was like, okay. So I added the word "the" in the front. Yeah, I was gonna put underscore, and I was like, that's too many syllables to explain somebody.
Yeah, because they have to be like the Comic Unknown, the underscore comic underscore unknown.
Yeah, that wasn't gonna fly.
Yeah, I find you super easy.
9 stories. Unlike Francis, this is not meant for everybody. If you paid attention to the one of the Wendigo, you could tell it's not meant for. First of all, it's horror. But outside of that, very cool stories, amazing creators. 9 stories, over a dozen creators. I always lose count with the creator count. Sometimes I say 14, sometimes I say 13. So I just say over a dozen, makes my life easier.
It does.
And back my book.
Yeah, dude, let's get more weird stories funded. I love weird stories.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is definitely something to look out. If you guys are looking for horror, go check it out. Come on, folks. And of course, Mr. Frank, do your thing.
Yes, I'll be at Cradle Con this weekend, on Long Island, New York, Garden City to be exact, with my 2 book series. The newest one, the Cody Cop File, and my one that kind of grew my name was Frank Destefano. I'm plugging my website, frankdestefanoauthor.com, and with the Dark Legend of the Foreigner and the Cody Cop File. I'll be there at Cradle Con. It's one of the better cons that I've done. And come down, say hello to all these great artists and writers and comic book authors and stuff like that. It's a nice home convention. It's easy to walk around, mingle, and talk to the different people selling their materials, and just being like me, just trying to broaden the horizon on the brands. And come down, say hello, hang out, and talk anything writing.
Exactly. Have fun, enjoy. That's what we do. We go to the conventions and we talk to each other. This whole reason for this show is to bring that whole atmosphere of talking across the table at a convention. Because it's the kind of conversation that doesn't happen anywhere else.
No, it's like when you're selling like books or comic books or stuff like that, some of us don't have like that type of like funding or whatever. I mean, I've never done a Kickstarter, and everybody comes in here. I'm like, oh, maybe next time I should really start doing that. But anyway, like the cons are great because you get them in front of people. Whether it's a book or comic book or something to do with writing, right? You get in front of people that don't normally see it when they're sitting on, online doing, whether it's Instagram or Facebook, or Amazon or whatever it might be. You get it right in front of people, man. That's the best way to sell yourself and sell the things that you created. It's the best way to do it. Listen, my numbers are terrible on Amazon, but you know what? Where they're good, right in front of people.
Yep. Frank is amazing to watch. You put him in front of people, he'll sell something to you. So be careful.
Yes.
And of course, what we're looking at here is a beautiful Shadow Rabbit exclusive. Go ahead, Shadow. Tell us a little bit.
Whoa, I get
Glorious
a spot.
mustache.
What's up, guys?
I love the mustache. Yeah.
I like that. That's
The
really
One
cool.
Piece is real. Yeah. Hey, I guess I've been out of
The
life for a
One
while, but
Piece
I'm
is
Lewis.
real.
You better believe it. I'm Lewis, Shadow Rabbit Clay Guy on Instagram, and yeah, I make cool little things out of clay, and
That's cool.
I like meeting new people doing their thing. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Is
no,
Whitebeard
me
real?
and my boys and Whitebeard's a man. Yeah, I've been rewatching One Piece with my kids, and we just finished Summit War. I'm like, man,
Oh,
Whitebeard was
let's
a
go.
man. But yeah,
Whitebeard's cool.
I will be in spirit at Cradle Con, but I cannot be there sadly this year physically.
We're gonna miss you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're gonna be greatly
I'm pretty
missed.
bummed out about it. Pretty bummed out about it because it really is, I think, my favorite show now. So yeah, you guys are gonna have to kill it for me because it's gonna be awesome. And
You're gonna have to pour one out
yeah.
for the homie.
Pour
Pour out a Pepsi on the floor where it belongs.
And no, seriously, I mean, if you can, anyone who can make it to that con, it's worth your while. You know, there's gonna be fantastic people there. Our friends here, many people who've been on the Writ before, and yeah, everyone at Cradle is amazing. All the artists, vendors, writers, guests. It's gonna be really sick. I mean, where else can you have a con underneath fighter jet and some Moonlander? So.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
man. That Moonlander is amazing.
So what I'm hearing is we're pouring out some Sapporo Premium Malt just for Lou.
I'm wearing my my Nathan.
Yeah, I
looks great.
see that,
right now.
bro.
My man got me.
It looks great.
Man was fresh. Man's looking
Well, it came in white,
fresh.
so
You asked for the white. Do you want more colors? I can get you more colors.
Nope, white and black, man.
He looks good in the white.
I feel like the white suits him. It's
Yeah. And kind of, it's kind of like doing the t-shirt without doing the t-shirt.
I don't know. I don't know why I'm getting like Gandalf the White vibes. I don't know.
Well, that's because Shadow Rabbit is wise.
Yeah, because he's a wizard. With
It's a
clay.
t-shirt hoodie.
It
I
is a
like
t-shirt.
it though.
It's like perfect.
Yeah. It has pockets on the side that's like hidden. Got a little straps on there. It's nice and breathable just for summer.
Amazing.
Nathan,
And
can you
this is from the
model
shop you work at right
clothing
now.
from this for us? Tell us a little bit about this brand, would you?
Yeah, go ahead, man.
No, I'm not going corporate right now. Okay, I have to do announcements at work. I don't want to keep doing that. Oh, fuck, man. They ain't paying me for this.
Damn. All right, folks. It
Paid
is
me.
Mark. And that's not doing this commercial, so we are going to go. I'll do what I always do. I'll press the button, and where it stops, nobody knows.